Hi, my name is Kahlen McFadden, and this is my spring internship for 2025. So, overview of the organization. This spring I was an assistant coach for the Adidas Athletics. It's a select baseball organization here in St. Louis, and they've got two levels, which is the youth level, which is like preschool to kindergarten to like ages 14, so like eighth grade, and then you have the high school level. It's considered the high school ball. So you have youth ball and then high school ball. And the goal of the program for the youth level is to get kids ready for high school baseball and the kids ready at the high school level for college baseball. So my role is an assistant coach, and there's me coaching third base. Basically to help basically just help assist the head coach from whether that's helping coordinate practices, coming up with practice plans, making sure the players are doing the right things. Like say if he's doing one drill, I may go teach another drill that he wants done. And being able to run things when he's not available. There's got to be that trust between us too. So there's a lot that goes into it. And coaching first base or third base when I have to. So my goals for the spring internship were to come up with my own practice plan. Because I hadn't done that before. I've never really ran my own practice on my own. So it was to come up with my own practice plan and then to coach my own game as a head coach. So the results of that, because I had never done either of those before. But the results, so my head coach was out of town for like 2 weeks. He was in New Zealand. And so I had to run my own practices and I had to coach the games as well. And so I had to come up with my own practice plan and it ended up going really good. Practice went really smooth. It was probably our best practice of the year, to be honest, not to like boost my ego, but and then in the games on that weekend I coached my own games. I coached third. And went all right. We went like 1-1 on a Saturday and then we won one game on Sunday and then we lost in a semifinal game. So it wasn't too bad. Everything went smooth, and it was actually a really great experience. I finally got to do like all the head coach stuff, write their own lineup, put people in positions that I want, and pitchers, and make the calls. And it was nice being able to know that I could do that. What did I learn? I learned a lot that time is everything. We only meet twice a week for practice, and one is for an hour for batting practice, and the other one is for an hour and a half outside. And so having that practice plan is crucial because you need everything timed out because you want to make sure you can you don't want to miss anything. You want to make sure you get the most out of your time, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. And then, what I also learned, taking notes during games. I always had trouble like trying to remember exactly everything I wanted to talk about, like post game, and then bringing that into practice and like what I wanted to work on in practice. So having a little notebook or even using your phone in the notes app to take notes of like things that I would see during games that I'm like, all right, we need to work on like, for example, like signs. Kids were missing signs, so I took a note in my notebook like we're gonna work on signs and leadoffs and things like that at next practice or um just things like that and having those notes and then you can make that practice plan based off of those notes. It just makes things go way smoother and it kind of stays with that time thing. Since things run smoother, you get more done in that time. Biggest takeaway and growth, just being patient. I try to remember that these are still kids. They're not perfect. They don't have all the skills to be complete baseball players yet, and then that's my job to teach them. So just being patient, um, not expecting them to learn to know everything right off the bat. And it's very rewarding when you can teach these kids something and they learn and they bring it into a game and they start to play better and they get more confidence. It's really fun to watch and it's fun to see. But yeah, that's my biggest takeaways is just being patient and you know, being more on like not the reprimanding side, like always yelling at things, just being like talking it through, like, hey, what happened here? This is what I think should happen. Let's work on it at practice and t coaching them up that way. Um, that's been my biggest takeaway this year, is just having some patience and just letting it all ride out. And it helps me. keep my cool and be able to teach these kids way better. Why would I tell my younger self? Kind of be more organized, prepared, because that was my biggest takeaway from this year. Because that's something I had to start this year. Because coming into it, I didn't always do that. And to be a head coach, you need to be prepared when coming into these things. Because, like I said, time is valuable and all these things, and you want to teach these kids in these short amount of times that you have. So yeah, just be prepared because you don't want to waste their time. Because if you're wasting time, then you're wasting the kids' time, and no one's learning anything or getting anything done. So. Advice for UMSL students, being I would say in internships, be willing to try anything and have an open mind while doing it. You know, it's kind of just how you get the most out of everything. Like, not everything's always going to go your way in an internship, and you just got to have that open mind. Like, when someone asks you to do something, just be willing to do it because you never know where it can lead, and it might lead to new opportunities. And it shows that you're a good worker, a hard worker, and willing to do what's asked of you, and that speaks volumes, I feel like, and it really makes people take a notice, and they trust, and it builds trust within you and people that you work around, and they're willing to vouch for you. They trust you. So just be willing and open to do all those things. It can be really valuable for you. In conclusion, we're coming towards the end of our season, and it was overall a pretty good season. I achieved all my goals that I wanted to out of the season and this internship coming into it. I felt like I had a lot of personal growth in this internship, coaching wise. And I would just say, don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone. I know in sports management, there's a lot of things that are asked you to go out of your comfort zone in this degree and to go to a lot of events and network and things like that. I know it may be uncomfortable at first, but once you do it and get out of that shell, it can be very rewarding, and it can really change how you look at things and on your outlook. So yeah, that is my spring 2025 internship. Thank you.